Since my last update, but I figured it was just mainly stripping. There wasn't really much to discuss regarding the stripping. Coming over to the motor over here, getting the barrel off. So I want to change base gaskets, have the barrel resprayed. It's meant to be black, have all the cranks cleaned up and that sort of thing. One thing is very important to do is to, if you see over here, these tappets, and these tappets will fall into the crank if you don't support them with a little rubber band on both sides. So just remember that. So when you're pulling the barrel off, those guys will fall into the crank. You've got a whole bunch of issues. One major problem I had here was getting into these 8 bolts that go, the nuts on the studs. Getting in there was really tough. So I ground the spanner down, and it seems to have got in there quite nicely. Now I've just got to get the barrel off and do the rest of that. Over here, now I've removed the triple clamps and the forks and everything. It was a fairly simple job, so I didn't really need to document that. I guess I could just mention a few things. So getting the forks out of the triple clamps, one must once the cap nut is loosened at the top on the triple clamp, just put it back into the clamp, leaving a small gap at the top. Get a piece of wood or even a nice rubber mallet, and once everything else is loose, obviously you give them a good smack on the top, and the forks will drop out the bottom quite simply. I made the stupid error of leaving them on the floor, and you can see all the oil pissed out of them, but that's okay. Here's the bottom clamp. I've already cleaned up the ball bearing races. Everything is very nice there. There's nothing wrong. I just wanted to give you a tip. Is at the top, the ball bearings will sit inside this race over here. I haven't cleaned it. And then if I lift the frame up, they sit at the bottom here as well, which is what goes onto that bottom clamp there. To keep them all in one place and to make sure they're all around, this is quite a nifty little trick. So I've got a bit of petrol here, and I have this magnetic ball. Now I let them all just sit on here, and then makes them very easy to clean and also very easy to store. It's a nice little tip for you guys, and they're all good. And then putting everything back together, we can just grease it all up and it'll be good to go. Now I've got to get these forks reconditioned, and the front wheel over there. This bike's got a twin lead drum, which is not original, but that needs a little bit of work. The drums, the brake lining seems fine. Just the nut, the fastening nuts, and a couple other things that need some work on there.